Good morning, I'm Tina Laster and you're here at Laster Farm. I'm in my pantry, but we're going to go outside and pick some peppers today. I have wanted to show you my peppers that I have gotten canned up. I've ended up canning 13 jars so far this year, and I am just loving how they're turning out. And I have not tried any of these this year because I'm trying not to eat them. I'm trying to leave them on the shelf so we'll be able to enjoy them this winter. But 13 is what I've got so far, and I would at least like to have, I don't know, it would be great to have at least 52 jars, you know, one jar to do a week during the whole year, but I'm not sure if I'm going to even get close to that. So we're going to go outside and we're going to pick another batch of peppers if they've grown enough for us. I haven't even went out there to check, so it'll be a surprise to me and to you to see how many we've got out there. So I'm going to go out to the garden and we're going to get those seen about. And I wanted to let you know that off of that half a bushel of tomatoes the other day, I've gotten just 3 pints is all it amounted to. 3 jars of spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce, and I've only got 4 quarts back here and the 3 pints, but it's very, very thick. I can add water to this and dilute it a little bit, but we kind of like our pasta sauce real thick. So that's a start, because the rest of it I've got canned up in tomatoes, and we've got the juice, and over here we've got our tomato soups and our juice, salsas and our barbecue sauces. I've still got more that I want to put up, and I would like to make some ketchup, but if I make a batch of ketchup, we'll end up with probably about 3 pints per bushel because it cooks really thick. And the kids probably won't even leave it on the shelf. It'll be gone within a month. So I'm not going to do the ketchup. I'll just continue to purchase that at the store. And because I want to try to get that pasta sauce canned up. So we're going to head on out to the garden now and see what we've got in a line of peppers. It is a very hot day out here. Even though I've watered my peppers this week, they're really droopy because it is a hot day. And so we're gonna see what we've got here. We're gonna just get these picked. I think I'm gonna try to just break them off. No, it's not gonna work. I have to cut them off. Still have a lot on here. We're gonna get started here on these peppers. So I went out there and looked on the back deck, and it's 90 in the shade, so there's no telling how hot it is out there. And I'm just gonna get these done up in little ringlets, about about that size. I'll say 1/2 inch, then my husband will probably say it's 1 inch. So anyway. But it is definitely hot. And I noticed a while ago the donkeys and the horse have really got their face buried in the hay. They're out there chowing down. Right now we're buying about 3 bales of hay a month for a horse and 2 donkeys, 3 donkeys, miniature donkeys. So, but they've already ate most of their grass down. I'm gonna have to put the next bale of hay up in the main part up there and shut this lower part off so the grass can grow some, so they'll have some more green grass. Have to swap pens on. I had thought about cutting back and getting rid of 2 of my donkeys because, I mean, what's the purpose? You know, they're just big pets. And they are a lot of responsibility, and we've got so many things going on that if we sell our male and our Jenny and just leave Fiona to be a companion to Millie's horse, Bonnie, I won't have any problem with that. As long as I know that they're going to a home that's going to love them. So I won't have a problem with that. Because they're sweet and they need that time and attention. And the kids don't go out there and hang out with them as much as they used to. And some of it has to do with them starting back to school and the heat and all that, but I think they would have been more into it if Jeannie had had her baby this year. She'd had one instead of, I think she had a false pregnancy because she was looking like she was going to have one. And this week, as in yesterday morning, one of our puppies got ran over. I had been kindling our puppies up a lot during the day because when Steve and I aren't out there with them, or one of our kids aren't out there running around with them, I usually kindle them up and or let them come in the house. But when you let them in the house, they want to jump on the couch and furniture and stuff. And when they come outside, and Harley's usually the main one to jump right in the middle of a mud puddle because she loved water. And she would just be muddy and wet all the time. Anyway, I let them out the night before. And for some reason, either I forgot to put them up, or I didn't tell Eli to kindle them up before school yesterday morning. And anyway, one got ran over yesterday morning early. So anyway, sometime between early morning and them leaving, for school, she had gotten run over by the mailbox. But the funny thing is, she didn't even look like she'd gotten run over. She was laying out there. She had died before we got out there. And it was hard. It was heartbreaking. But, I'm wondering if I don't just need to go ahead and give Bean away, because I don't want Bean to get run over, and I don't want him to always be on a leash or in a kennel because he's a puppy and we don't have our yard fenced in right now, and we're just out there doing some cleanup, and I don't know what we're fencing in right now, what we're doing. I know we need to have something fenced in. But Steve buried her over there by her dad. I used to think that living on a major highway was, because we always had dogs getting run over on a major highway. there's really not a lot of traffic out here, except for on days that school is in, or you know, early in the morning around school bus time is really the only time there's a lot of traffic out here in front of the house. It's really a quiet neighborhood. I really want to save some of these seeds off of these peppers, but I guess I'll wait till later on in the season and save some of them, because these have been great. And these are the sweet banana peppers. These aren't the hot ones. Now, I mean, my husband and my sons, they love those hot peppers. It'd be pretty just to do some whole ones about this size in a jar. You could just take them out and eat them like a pickle. It seems so weird though with the kids starting back to public school this year, because they've always been home and they've always been underfoot, and this house is always loud. You know, it's always, you know, kids cutting up. But this seems so peaceful. Steve is outside. He's working on that area that we didn't get a chance to finish cleaning up out here. He got his chainsaw going. I guess he got it sharpened or whatever he was doing to it, and he's got it out there, and he's finishing up the few trees that needed cutting that I couldn't get with my cutters. And there's some bricks that need to be picked up and put away, and there's a brick sidewalk out there. I don't know if we're going to take that up and use the brick for a brick fireplace or what we're going to do. So we've got those to contend with. We've got enough brick, I think, to finish it on out if we want to come on over, but I don't know what we're going to do with that. And as far as this side over here, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm glad that fence is down. That's something that I've been wanting to do for a couple of years, and we've just gotten so many other things that we wanted to get done. And I am so thankful though that this past winter we got up and got out there and got a lot done, especially on my garden beds. Now by winter, this next winter, I would like to have more garden beds made up this fall, this winter, and have them ready for spring, because I want to plant a lot more. And maybe I'll have a better idea of what I want to plant, because this year I was just kind of concentrating on my peppers and my onions and things like that. And the okra variety that I planted was not the variety that I usually plant. And I was kind of disappointed in that, and I wasn't even interested in getting out there and picking it, because, you know, the pods get so big, and it's just the variety. If you don't get them when they're about this long, you know, they get humongous. And but I am going to save some seed off of them, but I don't know if I'm going to plant them anytime soon. And next year, I would like to have a corn patch and plant some corn in the ground. And who knows, might do some pumpkins one year and give those away to the primary school. Who knows? but I have been pleased with my tomatoes. I'm so thankful for them. I could say that 100 times over, but the Lord has really blessed our garden this year. It hasn't been a big garden, but you know, these are the things that I really need to concentrate on this year. But our green beans have done pretty good. Just to have, now I really wanted those double what I had. But the pole beans that I planted, they did great. But the other beans that weren't pole beans, they only buried one time. And so I didn't even get probably just a mess to make one jar full. So I was kind of disappointed in them, but I have already saved a few pods that have gotten hard. So I'm going to plant those out next year. Okay, we ended up with 8 pints of peppers. And I ended up with 2 bags of bell pepper. And then I have just a small amount of the red pepper. And I'm just going to put this in the freezer. And when I get more red pepper to do can my pimentas, then I'll can it up then. And then I saved my banana peppers, some of the seed off of it, and some of my seed off of my bell pepper. And so that's a little bit of work today, not a lot. I mean, look what we got done up just in that, you know, small amount, but we still got 8 jars. That's 8 different meals that we can put these peppers on. Or if you just open one jar, there's no telling how many pizzas that you can line with these banana peppers, and it'll be so good. And then I got my seed that I'm going to dry out because I'd like to save seed off of everything that I planted this year. And I'm going to get these in the freezer, my refrigerator freezer. So these will be great for fajitas or spaghetti. Chop those up for eating spaghetti or soups or whatever, taco soup. So I'm going to put these in the freezer. But right now I am canning celery soup. And I had some extra celery in the refrigerator that my sister had given me. And there wasn't no way that I was going to eat 3 or 4 stalks of celery at one time. So I just took 1 stalk of celery and 1 onion. And then I had saved my tips off of my, yesterday I ended up doing chicken wings before church. I did about 30 something chicken wings. And I saved all my tips. And so I made a chicken broth off of those for my celery soup. So that was my stock. It was my onion and my celery. And I added a little bit of black pepper and salt. And I added 2 of the chicken bouillon cubes, the big ones. Or I added 2 to that stock. And I didn't add any garlic because I just wanted to have the pure taste of the celery. And I ended up cooking that up, and I think I've got about 5 pints that are coming off that 1 stalk of celery. And so I have a few more stalks of celery in my refrigerator, and so I'm going to get those chopped up this week, and I'm going to make a big cream of celery because that really turned out good. And I'm sure that I can just put some of my chicken wings in my stock, and I may add some of the chicken off of the wings into that next celery batch. Even though the celery soup that I made, that cream of celery, it turned out really good just without, you know, any chicken in it other than the chicken broth. Well, the kids are in from school now, and they're getting ready to, we've got to finish up cleaning up my mess over here in the kitchen, and Liz has got to start washing dishes up. And anyway, I'm going to get in here and get started on cleaning up my kitchen. But I wanted to let you know about my celery soup. And Millie, I want you to taste that. Where'd you go? She's sneaking around. I want you to taste that celery soup. It's really good. But anyway, I'm canning that up for the kids because they love soups of different kind, and I hope they end up liking the celery soup. But when I only took out the little tips of the chicken And then after I took out the tips of the chicken out of that soup, I ended up putting it in my blender and blended it up really good, and it's nice and creamy. And it'll thicken up more when you can it. So, like I said, I got about 5 jars in the canner, or maybe 6. And we're going to see how that turns out this winter. I tasted it. It's not real salty. It tastes really good. But I did put in like a whole tablespoon, a heaping tablespoon of canning salt in it too, to give it, you know, a little bit more saltier flavor. Well, I'm going to get off of here. I thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and we can't wait to have you back here at Laster Farm. And anyway, please share my channel if you like my channel, and push that like button and send me a comment. I'd be glad. I look forward to hearing from you. So anyway, God bless you. Until next time, we'll see you back this week at Laster Farm. Bye.